Today we're discussing the Atlanta-based power duo known as the YoungBloodz. Sean P and J-Bo joined forces to make the duo and had successful hits like Damn and Presidential. They dropped 3 successful albums from 1997 to 2007 before pursuing solo careers. Although the duo still performs occasionally, going solo might be the reason they declined in popularity. We will cover the duo's life and career, including Sean P's beef with Pimp C, their rise to fame, legal issues, and eventual departure from the spotlight. What up guys, Ali here and welcome to Ali Talks Music. Add me on Instagram at Ali Talks Music as well. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Now let's get into the video. YoungBloodz was formed by 2 middle school buddies from Decatur, Atlanta, Jeffrey Grigsby, also known as J-Bo, and Sean Joseph, also known as Sean P, who despite their age difference, bonded over their love for music. Their talent as a duo was undeniable, and after performing together in Atlanta, they caught the attention of an A&R from LaFace Records. They were immediately signed to the label and spent the next 2 years recording their debut album. One of their first public appearances as a duo was on the track Jazzy Hoes by Jermaine Dupri, alongside 8 Ball, Mr. Black, and Too Short around 1998. From there, they rose to stardom, pumping out hits like Damn and Presidential, and dropping 3 successful albums between 1997 and 2007. Despite going their separate ways to pursue solo careers, the YoungBloodz still occasionally perform together. They may not be in the limelight anymore, but their legacy as a dynamic duo lives on. Around 1999, the duo dropped their debut album Against the Grain. It had collaborations with Lil Wayne, Big Boy, and Bone Crusher, but despite getting a positive response from the public, it didn't chart as high as they hoped, only reaching number 92 on the Billboard 200. But that did not stop them from gaining a solid following. However, shortly after the release of their debut album, they got involved in a feud with Pimp C of UGK. Pimp C accused Sean P of stealing his style, resulting in a barely there spat that fizzled out quickly. The drama began on stage with Pimp C threatening to cut Sean's hair and assault him with a pool cue. This was surprising because just days before, Pimp C was seen hanging out with Sean, raving about how much he loved his music. According to Pretty Ken, Sean's cousin, this is how it went down. We were at his house 2 days before it happened. He was telling Sean how dope he was. He loved how his voice came out the speaker, so I didn't understand it. First of all, I thought it was fake because we just left from over there. Meanwhile, Sean P did not speak on the situation for literal decades. However, the truth eventually came out.
Now, you know what I'm saying? Cause that situation, man, it was crazy. My cousin Pretty Ken, actually, when we finished the first album, you know what I'm saying? I was probably about 17, 18, you know what I mean? Yeah. I ain't even know Pimp C living in Atlanta. He took me over there and let him hit the records, you know what I'm saying? He was like, boy, that boy coming through on speaker player, you know what I'm saying? I like, appreciate that, home, you know what I mean? Couple days later, I'm hearing whoop, 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 you know what I mean?
Right.
You know, we got that call, we went on, you know the story, you know what I'm saying? But like you said, bro, it sound like, I don't know how to sound like nobody but me, man. That just killed me. I don't even understand nothing like that, man. And especially for some grown folk to be out there talking about, you know what I'm saying? I sound like this and that. I'm born and raised right here, man. Like he said, I talk it like I walk it, man. I walk it like I talk it, man.
Now the beef did not go anywhere. Despite Sean P wanting to confront Pimp, no diss tracks or physical fights ever happened between the 2 rappers. In fact, when Sean's cousin Pretty Ken ran into Pimp C 2 years later at a club, he was expecting a brawl. But to his surprise, Pimp C did not make a move despite being with his crew, while Ken only had 2 buddies with him. Ken later figured out that Pimp C was probably just having a bad day and didn't actually want any beef with Sean. He was really just tripping. He really don't want it. That's not what he wanted to do. He ain't on no tough shit. That moment, I let all of that shit go. The YoungBloodz continued to make waves in the rap game throughout the early 2000s. With guest appearances on tracks with T.I. and Baby D, they were building a reputation for themselves and gaining a mainstream following. Around 2002, Sean P even flirted with the idea of going solo, appearing without J-Bo on a feature with Jim Crow's Holla at a Player. But the duo still had more to offer, dropping their sophomore album Drinking Partners around 2003. This was their most successful album to date, reaching number 5 on the Billboard 200 and eventually going gold. The album's lead single, What You Looking At, didn't chart, but Cadillac Pimpin' managed to do better than its predecessor. However, it was their next single, Damn, featuring Lil Jon, that really put them on the map. The track reached number 4 on the Hot 100 and eventually went gold as a single.
Damn made us a household name, you know what I mean? And an era, you know what I'm saying? We got our own era that we stand out in, you know what I mean? Which is beautiful. So we can be able to continue this for years to come, you know what I mean? Because we shined in the era at a time where that's what it was, and we was on.
The album also spawned one last single called Lean Low featuring Backbone. Now eventually Sean P began branching out and began making a name for himself outside of the group, with features on tracks by TLC and Trick Daddy. It seemed like Sean P was becoming the driving force behind the duo's decision to pursue solo careers. But that's not to say that the YoungBloodz were not still collaborating together. They appeared on several tracks around 2004, while also working on their third album, which dropped around 2005. The album, titled Everybody Know Me, featured collaborations with artists like Lil Scrappy, Manny Fresh, and Daz Dillinger. The album's lead single, That's Me, featuring Young Buck, didn't quite hit the same level of success as their previous singles, but the second single, Presidential, was a different story. The track hit a lot of charts and was even remixed by Akon. Despite the album's decent chart performance, it received mixed reviews from critics. However, one thing was clear: the YoungBloodz were now featuring more artists than ever before, with collaborations on 11 of the 16 tracks. The album's final single, Chop Chop, produced by Scott Storch, became one of the duo's last charting songs.
Chop, chop, yeah, I'm back on the block, we gotta get it for you straight out.
After dropping their third album around 2005, J-Bo and Sean P decided to go solo.
Yeah, I always wanted to do one more album together, then let us do solo. I just felt like people didn't really know who Sean Paul and J-Bo was. My personal opinion. So, and I wanted to do one more instead of us doing solo.
Additionally, the declining popularity of crunk music, coupled with Sean P's consistent solo features, may have prompted the duo's split. However, before their split, the duo ran into legal trouble when they were arrested for possession of marijuana with intent to distribute during a traffic stop around 2006. Despite having no prior issues with the law, both rappers and their 12-person crew were booked. Now the charges were later dropped, and the YoungBloodz continued to release solo features and projects, with Sean P leading the way. J-Bo found out about Sean P's solo album and decided to venture into solo work as well. The group released their final offering around 2008 in the form of Riding Through Atlanta with T.I., which was rumored to be the leading single off their fourth album, which was supposed to be titled Bad Influence. However, the album never materialized. Reflecting on why the duo split, J-Bo revealed the reason behind it was that they grew apart musically and personally. He said the following:
Same thing with every group, man. No groups, it's like a marriage. People understand groups are like a marriage. You're together for so long, you've done so much, then you just want to go your separate ways. Yeah. But I think, and we was young, I think how it happened, I knew you wanted to do this, I knew you wanted to do that, but how it happened.
How the hell did it happen?
I found out another way, instead of from the horse's mouth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you feel what I'm saying? Yeah, so it how it happened, it's like, damn, bro. So and like I said, we were young. Yeah. And then we had this conversation already. We brothers to this day, can't nobody break us like.
According to J-Bo, the reason why the group split was due to Sean P's ego. After the split, Sean P featured on songs with various artists, but failed to release a successful solo album despite changing his name twice.
Sean P. East is what I'm going by now because I had to rebrand myself, you know what I mean? Excuse me. And why? The reason why, see, my birth name is Sean Paul, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't no being back in the day. I ain't even think I had to do some paperwork on my name, you know what I mean? You know, the other Sean Paul out there, and I respect him and everything because he's being a man, but that what made me have to change my brand because they wouldn't let me sell under Sean Paul no more. You know what I'm saying? Because it's kind of, you know what I mean? So I respected that. I learned a lesson from it. Get up on your shit now, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So I'm Sean P. East now, man. So, you know, I'm just trying to bring everybody, all the fans and everything that been looking for me or that's been following other pages from the past or whatever. Sean P. East is what I need y'all to come to. It's all across the board. You can just type in Sean P. East and everything I'm on gonna pop up, man. So that's what I'm just trying to let these folks know. I'm back at it, but I'm going to Sean P. East.
Come
man.
on.
East
So
side
new music is on the way.
New music is on the way. It's out there. I got some things out there right now, man. So on my YouTube channel, Spotify and all that. So y'all just type in Sean P. East and ride with it.
Meanwhile, J-Bo released just 2 solo albums and continued to release singles and work as a producer. Ironically, J-Bo had the more successful solo career, despite Sean P being the driving force behind the split. Around 2013, the duo briefly reunited, but their planned EP never materialized. These days, it seems like the YoungBloodz are doing their own thing. Most recently, Sean embarked on a tour, while J-Bo seems to be working on his own cannabis dispensary. On Spotify, they have 584,000 monthly listeners, and their most listened to songs are Damn, Presidential, I'ma Shine, 85, and Grown Man. That's it for me, it's your boy Ali. What happened to the YoungBloodz in your opinion? Let me know down below. Add me on Instagram at Ali Talks Music. Till next time, peace.
Perfect.